Just from mom.
Okay.
But not before that.
Okay. I had never heard of it either, and we're actually a 36-year-old company. I really didn't know a lot about skincare before I started with Arbonne, and I have learned so much with this company. So before we begin, I'll let you know what we're going to do. I'll share a little bit about how I got involved with the company, a little bit about the company, and then I'm going to share what I feel are our two main product lines that we have, our skincare and our nutrition. And we'll get to experience some of the products, and then at the end, if anybody's interested in shopping, I can meet with you individually. I did bring our founder, his name was Petter Mork, and he was this really cool Norwegian man, and he knew that he wanted to bring pure, safe, beneficial skincare to the U.S. because he knew that we did not have an avenue to get that here. And so we are Swiss formulated. We adhere to all the standards of the European Union. So they have much more stringent standards than in the U.S. In fact, they have over 1,400 ingredients that are banned. And guess how many in the U.S. are banned? This is crazy. It's 14.
That's it?
That's it.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah. So, thinking that the FDA is looking out for you, they're really not. Most of their regulations were put in place in the 1940s, and they haven't changed them since then. It's pretty much an unregulated industry. And so when I started because I love the products, but as I learned more about toxic ingredients in skincare, that has really become my passion to educate people about what's in your products. And the reason is what goes on your skin is in your bloodstream in 26 seconds. We could test this if you had any garlic. We could cut a clove, put it between your toes, and in just a few minutes you'd be tasting it in your mouth. Johnson & Johnson No More Tears baby shampoo, something that I was raised on, something that when my kids were little, had the marketing that, oh, this is very safe. They now have multiple lawsuits against them because they have formaldehyde, which is carcinogenic.
Oh my
because
gosh.
of their marketing was, oh, this is safe and really great for you. And so since the 1940s, when the FDA came out with all the regulations, there have been hundreds and hundreds of industrial chemicals that are now in our personal care products that are totally unregulated. I encourage everybody to Google the Dirty Dozen in personal care products and really take a look and start reading your labels of what's going on your body, because we're all pretty good about reading the labels of our food, right?
Yeah.
But I want people to really start being aware of the things that are in skincare and personal care products, because it really does matter. You can't always know what's in your personal care because of how they label it. The word fragrance is they can hide over 200 industrial chemicals in just the word fragrance. So our philosophy is pure, safe, beneficial. Our ingredient policy really is what sets us apart. We have no mineral oil, no phthalates, no PABA, no toluene, any of those bad words, we don't have them. Never tested on animals. And think about it, 36 years ago, most people were smoking in their cars, riding around with no seatbelts. It's totally a different, safe era now. And I love it that our company always had these standards. And this man was really, really forward thinking. And they continue to make this company really at the forefront with all the research and development. We don't pay for any advertising. It's all word of mouth. And so that saves, we're basically a distribution system. So instead of going through the retailer, the warehouser, the people that are standing in there, all the retail space, handing out samples, all of those different people take pieces of the pie. Arbonne goes directly from the company through the consultant, but directly to the consumer. And thereby, the consumer can get a much higher quality product at a much lower price.
Because people will think of pyramiding schemes.
Right.
And when I've got a list there for you guys to look at of different marketing networks, and you're going to recognize some of those names. You've got Kirby, you've got Cutco, Knives, you've got Avon, Tupperware.
Network marketing is now being taught at the University of Chicago because it is really it's a distribution system and a very highly regarded source of business. We are regulated by the Direct Selling Association, and they are the regulatory agency that make sure that everybody's practices are up and up, and they protect the consumer and they protect the company itself. We are now a global company. We are in UK, Canada, Australia. We just launched in June in New Zealand, launched last year in Poland, and we're launching in Taiwan this fall. So really lots of global expansion, which is really fun.
Yes, and now you mentioned, I also had some of the worldwide networks there, and it looks like, I thought I had a pretty current number there for how much that industry, Arbonne makes, but you said it was even more than that.
Yeah, so Arbonne is about a $500 million company right now. In the next few years, we're projected to be a $2 billion company. So that's pretty exciting of where we're going. Just to kind of put it in context, $500 million company is similar to Clinique. You hear of Clinique all the time, again, because of the advertising that they pay millions and millions of dollars for. And again, we turn that around, put it into product development and international expansion. And they pay the consultants really well. I think it's a brilliant business model, because there is no other business model that you can leverage your time, that you can work it around what you're currently doing. You can work it a little bit or you can work it a lot. And that the way that we are structured, so when you were talking about the pyramid, if you think of a pyramid,
That's a corporation.
That's a corporation. This guy at the top, not many people that start in the mailroom can get up there.
Right.
But Arbonne is a level playing field. Everybody starts at the same level. Arbonne is everybody starts here, and everybody has the potential to go all the way up.
And you're your own boss.
You're your own boss. It's my global franchise that I can use the internet for.
What did it take to get you started?
Financially,
Or do they give you support as you get started?
we have so much support. It is
Right.
It's crazy.
Because a lot of entrepreneurship
They don't.
endeavors, you have no support,
don't. So
whereas
think
something
of-
like this, you would have the
Think
support.
of a franchise. Most franchises are minimum startup of over $100,000. And Arbonne membership is $79, but you need products and things to get going, but it's still relatively very small. But the support, we give support on so many levels. We like to say you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, because there is so much support, whether it's from corporate. We have tons and tons of online training that you have access to the minute you sign up, as well as you have a whole support team with your upline. And I even have, so many of my friends are in Arbonne now, people that I never knew before. Most of the people on my team I didn't know before. And that's another misconception with network marketing. People think, oh, well, I need to know a whole bunch of people. You really don't. You need to know a few key people, and then we teach people how to access and grow their network. Yeah. And we have fun. So
Yes.
yeah, we have a lot of fun. In fact, I'm going to a retreat next weekend, and I can't wait to go, because it's a leadership retreat, and it's one more example of the outside training. This is a woman she was our very first #1 national vice president, and she puts on this retreat just for the top leaders to come to and learn, so that they can give back to not only their teams but their community. And one of the things I love about this company is how much they do like to give back. And whether it's on, on somebody's personal level, or whether it's on a much bigger scheme, but she solely supports 5 orphanages across the world with her Arbonne income. That's life-changing. I was introduced to Arbonne about 7-8 years ago now, and my friend invited me to try the skincare. I loved it immediately. I saw a difference in my skin. She also shared with me about the business. I said no thank you, because I didn't want to do one of those pyramid schemes. And I didn't want to be the person that people ran from. I could never see myself in sales. I also watched the person who brought me in, and I watched how she did her business, and saw that it was just about building relationships and helping people with their health and wellness. And I said, I've done relationships my whole life. I can do this. So I jumped in. I haven't looked back. It's done so much for my family, so much for me personally, growing as an individual, and I love everything. And the company keeps getting better and better. And so let me tell you different ways you can experience Arbonne. So our skincare, which this is what put Arbonne on the map. Arbonne RE9 anti-aging skincare line RE9 stands for rebuild, repair, and rejuvenate. If you read our ingredients of a product, they sound good enough to eat. They're lovely. It's all these, and I have a degree in agronomy. I hadn't even heard of a lot of these plants. I'm like, where are they finding these? But they search the world over to find the plants in the research of what works. I'll give you the catalogs. You can look through there. Most people, and this is just a little snapshot of what we have, but we also have baby products. We have makeup. We have a sports nutrition line that's really great.